Well, hello my fellow caramellers, how you doing today? Hey, I don't know if you recognize this engine here. Oh, should I mention this? I don't want to get you guys' hopes up, but I'm pulled out the engine from the 66 flip nose Malibu. Yep. I busted that kit open again and pulled out the engine because I want to try something out I've been looking forward to. I was over at Andy's today and I finally picked this stuff up, and it's from Mig, and we have engine, fuel, and oil. Let me get this out of the way. Let's look at this. This is fuel stains, and then they have the engine grime. And I want to grind this engine up, because remember what we were going for with this car was an old used hot rod, daily driven, kind of beat, kind of rough. So we can't have the engine look that fresh. So I always planned on kind of weathering up and putting some, like, you know, the stains on the intakes, like right, you know, from opening up and adjusting the bowls and all that stuff. You get a little fuel splash and then it just gets grimy. So I think we're going to try this stuff out, because, you know, what the heck, man? What the heck, right? Let's try it out. I'm going with I think a 5.0 paintbrush here. Let's take a look at this. This is the fuel stains. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right here. Been looking forward to trying this stuff out for a long time. Yeah, it's kind of, ooh, it stinks too, like that too. All right, well, let's see what kind of look we get. I think because they kind of aim towards tanks and armor and stuff, MiG does, I think this is more kind of to replicate diesel fuel, but I don't know. Let's see. Where would we have some spillage? Let's just put a little here and just kind of, I don't know. It would always pool up down in these creases and crevices, so I don't think there's a need to be, oh, I'm not going to really worry too much if I get it on places. And I think what we'll do is just let that crap sit a little on the Velcro. Why the hell not, right? They're tweaking on these cars, you know, they go to the track and they're trying, I'm sorry if I'm bumping the camera. I need to get some of this stuff out of here. There we go. And they go to the track and they're, you know, doing their adjustments. And, you know, that's how things work out. Put a little fuel stain in there. It's kind of tricky. I'm trying to get around things after I've already kind of put the detail in. Plus, I got the camera right in the way of where I need to work. So, throw some down in there. Yeah, by the looks of it, when it dries, I think this, you just kind of come dab it around. This stuff smells like fuel. I'm just going to throw a little on the carbs, just little areas like that, dabs, just to kind of grime things up a bit. Get into. I'm sorry if I keep hitting the camera. It's just really, I thought I had it set in a good spot, and I really don't. But since we're already going with this video, you know, let me. I want you guys to see what I'm doing. And I'm just hitting just areas where, you know, I'm sure many of you have worked on the real thing. You've dealt with this kind of stuff, so I'm just trying to, I don't want to overdo it though. It would be mostly on this side, because that's where all the tubes and the lines go in, and where you do all your adjusting for your floats. I might put some over on this side. It's a little bit too nice on this side, but I don't want to go too overboard. Just let it run down. Can you see where I'm going with this? Just try to put it all down into, want it to collect down there. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Look at that. I might try to do something that would kind of, let's see, we had a big spill right here. I'm gonna try to get it to where it I don't know, I guess I would think there'd be a little more yellowish to it, but I don't know. I'm going to drop a little here. Sometimes it would always collect there on the valve covers. Yeah, did a big glob there. What the heck? Let's see. I want to get a little bit of toilet paper here and clean off the brush if you see what I'm doing. You can actually, when you clean up the brush, if you got a little bit too much in there, you can kind of sometimes, we'll just let it run over that way. I didn't really want to go that far, but take the toilet paper. I usually take toilet paper and I put a little twist, make a little twisty. Can you see that? And try to dab up some of that excess. But here we go. I don't know. I think that kind of added a little more realism to it. We're going to see how that plays out and dries. And try to maybe spread a little bit of that. But we'll have to come back and see how that looks after it dries. But that's kind of cool. I know that you can probably mix up paint colors and thin it down. I've done that in the past. But they have this ready-made stuff that they really do get it close to what the real thing looks like. I don't know. I just all this product that's been coming out from Mig and AZLeo to do all this kind of stuff, to me, compared to my old ways of doing weathering and griming up engines and stuff like that, I really do see a difference with this product. Instead of trying to make my own, I do see a difference. To me, it looks a lot more real with all this newer weathering stuff we've got. So right now, I just opened up the engine grime here. So let's see what we could do with this, griming it up a bit. I think what I want to do with this, and it's really a nice consistency of being thinned really well, where you can just take it and maybe touch areas and it just flows. You see that? You probably don't, because what I see, you don't see. Okay, look right there. So if you've got some detail and lines and stuff on heads, and you just kind of hit areas and just let it flow through, you see that? Let it just flow into areas. I mean, that's how it would really do that. And you can just kind of lightly brush, and you take your toilet paper and you can always sop up some excess if you don't like what it does. It's pretty forgiving. All this stuff is pretty forgiving. But look, I have a pool of it right there. I think I'm gonna get some of that off of there. You can see look how grimy it is in there, in the bottle. You always get a lot of buildup of grime in between the head and the block. We don't have any of the front on this. It won't be seen so much there because remember there's a big engine support plate there, and then the water pump is bolted to that. So there's no front of this engine to really have the detail. Let's see that we got spark plugs and headers, and there's a whole bunch of lines right there. You see all that? So let's take some of this grimy, gunky yuck, blah, 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 blah. Let's see what we can do. Just kind of let it spread around. Get on the boots. Yeah, you see there, we can just kind of, this engine, what I liked about this engine, it has a lot of lines and good detail to it, so you can sit here and kind of do a little bit of a wash to it, and it will, just gonna do a little streaking here, and it'll just naturally play out. I'm gonna clean off the brush, and then I'm gonna kind of dry brush over what I just did and kind of, lighten it up a bit so it's not so dramatic. See what we're doing there? In the back, you see we got really good headlines right there, and too bad that's not on the front because they only put on one side of the heads. So we had really good head detail right there, and that really worked good for the grime, which I'm going to actually throw just a tad more on there. I think I'm going to, we had a leaky valve cover at one time. Yeah, leaky valve cover. Let's just say that. Let's go with that routine. There we go. I'm kind of, you get a little too much there. So I also like about this stuff, it's so forgiving. You just, if you think you went too far, it really does come off pretty easy. I'm going to put it, like we had a real bad leaky valve cover over here. We're going to put a whole bunch of happy little leaks, little happy little grimy runs and oily yuck and gluck and bleh. You know, always have some oil there from the put it right there to kind of accent that molded in Valvoline oil filter. You can go along the head right there and just let gravity do its job. And we can do a little bit of streaking. Kind of go with the flow like that, because if you just like lightly, I'm just lightly feather touching all that stuff, and it'll just take the material and just bring it down like it would be flowing down naturally from gravity. So I think it's griming up that engine perfect. I'll take a little bit more. I'm really liking this engine grime. This is pretty cool. Hit a few, let's see if you can look, hit a few areas up here. I'm nailing. Yeah, you know, we can do this with the boots. I think this is just something that just brings such a realism to our builds. Throw some around here. Just got to hit the spark plug wires. You know, they've been getting grimed up. Make one real bad. You make some not so bad, make one real bad. And you kind of see back here, if you can see that, we're going to just try another little test, let that flow. Look at how it flows down, gets into the creases and the crevices. Get a whole bunch. It's always really grimy in the back of the engine. Let's blow it straight to heck back here and just have fun. Just have fun. I'm gonna keep this right here so I knock the paint off of it a little bit, and then I can do a little bit of dry brushing, dab it and grime it, and yeah, look at that. I'm kind of liking that effect. Does any of you guys work on real engines, man? You know what it's like. Even if we keep our engines really nice up front, man, they can be just a mess back here. Just an absolute mess. So I'm going to take a little bit more of this grime. And I know whenever I've had my old hot rods and Chevy 350s, because dang distributors in the back, it's always really gross back there. So let's grime her up a bit. What do you think? Yeah, what the heck? Have some fun with it. It's totally disgusting back there. Who wants to work on this thing? Not me. No way. No how. Heck with that. Ugh. Let's take a close look at this. Take a look at all the griming up and grossness. We saw what this thing looked like. It was all purdy, but can we see in the light? We're just taking a look here. You can see all the difference between the engine grime and then the fuel. Oh, I do like how this fuel is looking once it's drying. The fuel stain looks really cool. I am liking that. I'm really liking what it did to this intake, because I don't know how many of you have had aluminum intakes after running the car and you get fuel spills and just the daily driving of it, and vapors and heat under the hood, it starts to look all stained up like that. So I'm really digging that look. I might actually do a little bit more with fuel staining on that intake. And we got fuel staining on the car right there. Can you see that? And a bunch of fuel staining up on there. Can you see that? All right there. So I tell you what, that pretty much shows you what you can do with this stuff. It's fun. That's a lot of fun. I love griming up stuff, and with it drying, I think it's really getting a good effect. We're just gonna take another quick look around the engine, get you close detail, shoddiness of it. Probably gonna do a little bit more. I might do a little bit up here. I like how the slight, look at this boot right here. Can you see that? Just not do every single one and do it different. And you just kind of got this one like, yeah, they were changing out the spark plug. There was a problem with that cylinder, so they checked the spark plug and with their grimed up hands, put that back on. They're in a hurry because they're, trying to get to work, or they're trying to get to the Saturday night cruise site, or they're trying to go to the Friday night drags. Whatever it is, they're a shoestring budget. They built this engine years ago and still trying to keep it going and still have fun in this old beater flip nose Malibu. We'll be bringing this back soon. We'll be getting back onto an adventure in building a model car with the monogram 66 Malibu SS flip nose, especially with the fact that that kit is coming back out, which was great news, wasn't it? But I got my old 70s issue here with the white box. I think I might be getting back on it here soon. I have a couple of projects I need to finish, and I think I'll be maybe the first of the year. I think that's going to be a 2022 build of Get Her Done, and I'll take you guys along with me. Now, don't hound me about it. I'm just saying I do want to finish that model, but if you want to do some griming, this MIG stuff is awesome. I've got a lot of other MIG products I've showed you before, and definitely you can pick this stuff up at Andy's hobby headquarters, or Andy's HHQ. You want to mail order it, or if you're in town, he's got tons of this stuff on the shelf, but he's always got MIG in stock. So get there over there on andyshhq.com, order yourself some of this stuff. You will be happy if you're trying to go for this look, because I'm telling you guys, yeah, you can mix up paints. Done it for years, and when I'm looking at what I'm looking at right now compared to when I try to mix up my own and try to get something closer that looks right, and it does okay, but I'm just finding, with the ease of this already formulated stuff that's made to do this stuff, wow, that just flowed really nice. And as it's drying, I really can see where it really shines or unshines. I'm liking how that fuel looks, because that's pretty well, it dries pretty quick, but it leaves that kind of wet look. Look at that down there, the fuel. I'm really liking that. I've been dancing around for about 2 years of whether I wanted to buy that fuel stain stuff. I'm really pleased with that, and the engine grind, that was cool. They go hand in hand. Highly recommend it. I might play a little bit more around with this, but I don't want to go too far. I might just leave it. We'll see. I want to thank you guys for supporting this channel for 4 years, and you people who've just found us, thanks for coming on. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying it and learning. That's what it's all about here. Please go check out our Teespring store. We've got some great shirts. We got a new shirt. We got a new shirt. It's very cool. We got what I'm about to say very shortly. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, we got those for sale on Teespring store. Now, it's time to say that. Besides, go build model cars, because what the heck, they're fun. We have that shirt. Keep gluing those fingers together. Keep cutting that styrene. I don't have a lot of room here. Cut the styrene. And we'll see you in the next video. Here's the producers.